This electrician was completely invisible on Google Maps and wasn't getting any leads from their website. But in just 4 months, we took them from ranking nowhere to the #1 spot for electrician near me in their city. This all comes down to a proven local SEO system that any electrician can copy and paste into their business. I'm going to break down the exact step-by-step process that we use, including the specific pages that we made, the Google business profile optimizations, and the exact backlinks that got them to #1. By the end of this video, you're going to have a complete roadmap to dominate Google in your local market. If you don't know who I am, my name is Munir. We help local businesses rank higher on Google, and we've helped generate over $2 million across all of our services, and I'm here to help you learn and improve your business. So I want to just tell you about our electrician client. When they first came to us, their business wasn't doing as well as they hoped. They were doing SEO and Google ads with other agencies, but it wasn't doing much and the results were a bit lacking. Whenever potential customers searched for an electrician near me or electrical services in their city, their business was nowhere to be found. However, now, when you actually search for the main keyword, which is Ottawa electrician, which is the city that they're based in, they're actually here #1, and this is our client. So let's get right into it. So the first step is you need to do keyword research and you need to plan every single page that you need to make. The mistake that most electricians do on their website is they only have just one generic services page that tries to rank for everything. And that's why they actually end up ranking for nothing, because if you look at it in terms of the eyes of Google, if there's only one website in your city that has a specific page about that specific service, it's going to favor that because it's more relevant to everything else that's super generic out there. So Google loves specific pages because they help people find exactly what they're looking for. So we started off by listing every single service that they could offer, and we went through this in their onboarding. They do residential electrical work, commercial electrical repairs, panel upgrades, outlet installation, all these things. So you want to list out every single service that you can provide in your city. So that's phase 1. Phase 2 is you need to look at every single location that you serve. So this electrician covered 3 main cities and 4 smaller surrounding areas as well. The whole point of this is you want to make a dedicated page for each service and each location. Even if you're in an area like Toronto or Houston, there's smaller sub areas that likely have their own community, and it's worth it for you usually to make a dedicated page for that service in that suburb if there's other competitors doing the same thing. So instead of just one generic page, we created a residential electrician city name, commercial electrician Ottawa, electrical repairs Ottawa, panel upgrades Ottawa. There's a lot of pages that we have to make because we need to relate the service and the location. So this gave us 28 targeted pages instead of just one generic page that tries to rank for everything, which it won't. The smaller the location you target, the easier it is to rank. So LB Electric was competing against hundreds of electricians for Ottawa electrician, but only 5 for like smaller areas. So in Ottawa, there's areas like Barhaven or Canada. There's only such limited people that actually made a page for that area, so it's much easier to rank faster for these. So here's an example. I found Circuit Savvy Electric. If you go to their service areas, you'll notice that in their menu, they have a page for each location. This page doesn't look the best. It does have a lot of text, but you'll notice that it's clearly trying to rank for electrician in Oakville, Ontario. You have to be very, very specific in what the page is supposed to rank for. Here's another example, Toro Electric. You'll see in the residential, they listed out all their services, and even they had commercial here. And when you go into the commercial page, it says it very clearly, commercial electrician in the Toronto and the GTA. This is done very specifically so that they ranked for this keyword. If they just had it listed on a small section of a random page, they would never ever show up. So now that we know all the pages that we need to make, step 2 is we need to actually create content for all of these. So here's actually where most electricians fail. They create very thin, very generic content that kind of looks very bland like this. Like, let's be real. If you saw this page on your phone, you're not likely to convert or even read any of it. So this electrician that we originally worked with, they had maybe 2 paragraphs and some stock photos on their pages, and their competitors had the same problem. So we looked at what was actually ranking #1 for these target keywords, and all the top pages had around 1,500 to 2,500 words of detailed, helpful content. You know, you have to think of it. If you were Google, who would you rather choose to show up for Ottawa electrician? Would it be the page that has only 100 words and is very vague? Or would it be the page with 1,500 words that answers everything necessary? So here is the exact structure that we used for each service page. We had a main headline with the keyword and location. Similar to this, you have a main headline, and then you have 2-3 paragraphs at the beginning explaining the service in detail. You want to write these very well because this is the text that's likely to be read just because it's at the top section of the website. Then you want a brief our process section just showing how you handle each job. This should be very simple. And then you have a why choose us section, whether you need benefits. You need to sell yourself on your website, whether if you have 100 reviews or you have a nice team. You need to just showcase your differentiating factors. And then at the bottom, we'll have an FAQ section that answers common customer questions, and then a gallery of recent work as well, and then a clear contact form and phone number. What makes us different is we don't just write generic content. If you just use AI and nothing else, your content ends up looking like everyone else's. So we actually interviewed our clients about their actual sales and fulfillment process, the real customer concerns, and specific local issues. Now I'm combining AI to help me write it, but I'm combining it with the information from the actual client that is valuable and different and is not generally out there. So for example, in their area, many homes built in the 1970s have outdated electrical panels, so we created content specifically addressing that concern. So the results is Google saw these pages as the most helpful resource for people searching for electrical services in their area. Here's a good example I found of a good landing page. So they have a very clear headline. They show their reviews. They have a clear call to action that says book now. And then they showcase more of their services. This is to rank for Electrician Miami. So they very clearly show all of their different services. They show that they're available 24 hours because that's likely what someone is thinking when they want to call an electrician and it's like 11 p.m. They show more reviews. They have their offers, and they have some description of who they are. So we figured out what pages we had to make. We now know what to put on them. Step 3 is we need to optimize our Google business profile. So while we were building out the website, we completely overhauled their Google business profile. Most electricians set up their profile once and then never touched it again, which is a huge mistake. So these are the things that we need to set up and do correctly whenever we work on a Google business profile. You need to ensure that the primary category is set up correct. Their original category was set to contractor, and you need to change this to electrician. This single change can help you show up for electrician specific searches. So I'm going to search for electrician Miami, and you're going to notice here that every single text. So you're going to see this text is the main category, and you'll notice that all of them are set to electrician. This is done very specifically. You want to make sure that whatever your competitors have, you have the same thing as well. And then there's the business name. Then we change the name to company name - city electrician. This just provides more content for Google what you do, and it has the keyword of city electrician. So if you notice in Electrician Miami, it's no surprise that this company here has the phrase electrical services Miami. They have Miami and electrical in their name, which helps them rank a lot. Even this company, Miami Electric Wizards, they have the name of the city and the service because it helps them rank higher. He has less reviews, but he has a better name, which is why he shows up higher than this company. This company has electrical services in their name, but they don't mention Miami. Then business description, we rewrote his description to include his main services, additional categories. We added every single service he offers as additional categories, electrical repair service, lighting contractor, electrical installation service. And then photos, we had him take professional photos of the recent jobs, their work truck with clear branding and team photos, and we uploaded over 47 photos so far. You need to think of the actual customer experience when they actually click and call you. They're going to see these photos regardless, and you need to be careful of what photos you put on these because people are going to see them and they will judge you for them regardless. So if you have very old photos or very stock photos, it's not the most trustworthy. But here I see a photo of a man working and it looks like it's in Miami, so this is more of a good sign. This company has kind of better photos because they have at least a photo of their truck, which shows that it's like a bigger company and they can be more trusted. And then review strategy. So we implemented a systematic review collection process. After every completed job, we reminded them that they had to send a text to ask satisfied customers to leave a review mentioning the specific service and location. You don't want to just get a simple 5-star. If you could get a 5-star and have that person mention what you did and where you did it, it'll be much better for your Google business profile. Now, if you are an electrician watching this and you're thinking, I want the same results as these guys, I've got good news for you. We can implement this exact system for your business with a 90-day money-back guarantee. There's a link in the description to book a strategy call with my team, and we'll analyze your current situation and what is required to have you dominate in your area. Let's get back into it. So step 4 is the backlink strategy that actually move the needle, because if you do everything else, but you don't get backlinks, it will not be as effective. So most electricians think that SEO is just about having a website, but if you actually copy the exact same website as someone who's ranking number 1, you still will not take their position. And the reason is because they've built up trust with Google through backlinks. So What is a backlink? A backlink is essentially one website that links out to yours. So you can see when you navigate through a website, you're going to see links. You need links from other websites that link to your website specifically. So a backlink is also like a vote from another website. When a trusted local website links to your website, it tells Google that we trust this electrician. So here is the exact backlink strategy that we use. So number one, we got them on the local Chamber of Commerce. We signed them up to become a member and they were instantly featured on their website. And usually whenever you're featured on a local Chamber of Commerce, they add a link to your website. So that counts as a high quality backlink. Then there's industry associations. So we got them listed on a few electrical contractors association websites and the Better Business Bureau. Again, these come with links and they point to their website. So this provides more trust to Google that, this electrician is not a scam. Then we even did some outreach to local sponsorships. We helped them get sponsored at a little local lead for $100 a year, which is not a big cost. This got them a backlink from their website and increased their local visibility, and it's just more trust from either something local or something in their industry. Key was focusing on local relevant backlinks rather than generic directory spam. So we have a tool that we use that helps us see the backlinks of our competitors. So let's see for this company, Primo Electric. So I have it open on my tool, Ahrefs here, and then I put in the URL. And then if I scroll down, I can go on their organic keywords and see what they actually rank for. So they ranked for Electrician San Diego. They're third right now. And then I can see all of their backlinks here. So Ahrefs has a very useful feature where I can filter for all the non-spam links, so I don't want to see them. And then you're already going to see some good links. So this is Cholas Lake Little Lead. I can click on this and I can see that they have a link through an image to Primo Electric. So if you see here, Primo Electric sponsored this little lead, and then now they have a link through this small image right here, which actually does a lot for their backlink. Here's another one. This is a link from theperfectlight.com. And if we go here, this is a blog about lighting and electricians. So it makes sense that electrician got a link from here because it's related to their industry. So it helps them a lot. So if you're looking for your own backlinks, you can look through all of your competitors and just ask yourself, does it make sense for me to get a link from here as well? And if the answer is yes, you can go and do outreach to try to acquire that link as well. Here's another company, wiremasterselectric.com. So if I go here to overview, I paste this in, I can see where they're ranking. If I go to organic keywords, they rank for electrical contractor Miami, and they're currently number 2. So they're clearly doing something right. And if I go to their backlinks, and I can turn off this non-spammy links. So you see they have a link from Miami Electric Masters. They have a link from instaldorsolar.eu. So this is a Spanish website. I'm sure if I scroll through here, I'm going to find a lot of either industry relevant links or city relevant links that is helping them rank number 3 for electrical contractor in Miami, which is a very competitive city. So then the last thing is to actually track all the results and all the things that you're doing. So within 90 days of implementing these changes, we started seeing some movement. So within month 1, they jumped from page 2 to page 1 for these main keywords. That's mainly due to the content changes that we made. We optimized everything with the content. So now it talks mainly just about Electrician Ottawa. It has enough words. So now Google is preferring it a lot more. Then month 2, he hit number 5 for Electrician near me, and they started getting around 12 to 15 leads per month. Month 3, they broke into the top 3 for the most electrical service keywords. And then month 4, they hit number 1 for Electrician near me. So it's possible. It's not hard. If you do it right, these things are always possible. So here's what really matters. Before, they were only getting like around 5 to 10 leads per month from organic search. Now, in the actual latest case study, they got around 100 leads in a single month from organic. And it's a mix of high-paying residential and commercial projects, and they were booked out 3 weeks in advance. So a lot of people get to number 1 and then they think, yeah, okay, I don't need to do SEO anymore. But the unfortunate news is likely your competitors are all doing SEO. So even when you're number 1, you should keep doing it so that the difference between the number 1 and the number 2 just gets larger and larger over time, because you don't want to give up your spot. It's so valuable to be number 1 that it makes sense to keep doing the investment to stay there, because it's literally funding such a big part of your business. So here's the ongoing system to maintain the number 1. We add several new blog posts per month about electrical tips and recent projects, and this helps rank for GPT, which I have another video about. We continuously do review collections, so after every job, they follow up for reviews. Photo updates, they upload 5 to 10 new project photos each month. Backlink outreach, we still acquire 1 to 3 backlinks per month. And we just monitor the performance of the whole. So we track the rankings and the traffic monthly, and we count all the leads from organic to catch any issues early. And now the system runs entirely from autopilot. You just keep doing these pages, just keep getting links, and you will still get around 50 to 80 organic leads per month, which is insane to think about with no ad spend. So to recap, you need to plan all your pages in the first step. Then you need to create detailed, helpful content, complete the Google My Business optimization that we talked about, get some high quality backlinks, and then keep doing it for a while. If you put in the reps, you will achieve #1 rankings. I promise it will happen. If you want to implement the same system for your electrical business, I have a complete local SEO course. If you just search for local SEO guide for Munir, you'll see this video here. Click on it. It's an hour long. I go in depth into everything so you can actually do it yourself. And if you want us to implement this entire system for your business with a 90-day guarantee, book a strategy call with my team down below, and make sure to subscribe if you want more case studies like these. I'll see you guys later.